It started subtly. I had just moved into my first apartment alone after college. It was a two-story place, small but cozy, with hardwood floors and a narrow wooden staircase that led from the living room to the upstairs bedroom. On the first night, I remember thinking how quiet it was. Too quiet. I was unpacking boxes when I first felt it, the sensation that someone was looking at me. I laughed it off, thinking maybe it was just the anxiety of living alone for the first time. The shadows of my furniture stretched oddly in the dim light of my lamp, and my mind, hungry for stories, painted them as figures. It wasn't until the third night that I noticed something more concrete. I woke up around 3 a.m. to the faint sound of footsteps, not on the floorboards beside me, but on the stairs. Slow. Hesitant. I froze, staring into the darkness where the staircase ended in shadows. I convinced myself it was a dream, maybe a trick of the house settling. The next morning, everything seemed normal. But a nagging feeling remained. Something didn't sit right. I started locking my bedroom door, checking the deadbolt twice, even though I had no reason to expect anyone to be in my apartment. A week passed. The feeling became unbearable. Every night, the footsteps returned. Always around 3 a.m., always slow, deliberate, like someone was pacing or watching. I began to sleep with my phone in my hand, ready to dial 911 at the first sign of danger. Then came the first visual confirmation. I was sitting on my couch late one night, scrolling through my phone when the lights flickered from the kitchen. I froze. Slowly, I turned my head toward the staircase. There, at the top, barely visible in the darkness, was a figure. I couldn't see their face, only a shadow against the landing. My heart skipped several beats. They didn't move, didn't make a sound. Just watched. I blinked, and they were gone. I tried telling myself it was my imagination again. Maybe a trick of the light, shadows from my coat rack, a reflection off the window. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. I installed a cheap motion detector camera that night, pointing it toward the staircase. I didn't want to confront whatever, or whoever, it was. I just wanted proof. The next morning, I checked the footage. My stomach sank. There, recorded at 3:07 a.m., was a shadowy figure standing at the top of the stairs, staring down at the living room. It wasn't moving. Not a step. Just watching. I called the landlord, hoping someone else had access to the apartment or that there was a logical explanation. He reassured me that the building was secure, that all keys were accounted for, and that no one else had access to my unit. That night, the figure returned. But this time, I didn't sleep. I sat on the couch, phone in hand, motion detector nearby. The darkness seemed thicker, heavier. Every creak of the house made me jump. And then, I heard it, a soft whisper. Not words, just a hiss, coming from the stairs. My body went cold. I wanted to run upstairs, confront them, but my legs wouldn't move. I had never felt so paralyzed by fear. After days of torment, I decided to confront the situation head-on. I waited until night, pretending to sleep, and left my bedroom door slightly open. Around 3 a.m., I saw it. The shadow moved, descending one step at a time. My blood ran cold. I grabbed the flashlight from my nightstand, aiming it at the staircase. The figure froze. Slowly, a face came into view, pale, gaunt, eyes wide, hair tangled. My stomach turned. "Who are you?" I demanded, my voice shaking. No response. They just stared, then suddenly bolted out of the apartment, down the hall, and disappeared. I ran after them, but the building was empty. The police arrived the next day. They found nothing. No evidence. No sign anyone had been in my apartment, except the motion detector footage. The figure was gone, leaving me with the terrifying proof that someone had been watching me, night after night, without ever being caught. I moved out 2 weeks later. I couldn't stand the thought of sleeping in that apartment again. Even now, years later, I get chills remembering the silence of that staircase, the figure standing there, watching me. I never found out who it was or why they targeted me. The footage still sits on a hard drive somewhere, a reminder that some fears aren't in your imagination. Some are terrifyingly real.